policy of handling people who have been displaced by government for reasons including what happened this time when people were moved from their places, because what we were seeing in the media, people who were really in a very bad situation. Is there a policy where food must be provided, sanitation must be provided? Because if people are told to move and they have not told where to move to and how they are going to live, it becomes tricky. Can the minister expound on what policy they have on how to handle them when they have left their homes? Thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, sir, in response to the supplementary question asked by the distinguished Senator Margaret Kamar, I would like to respond as follows. That any Kenyan who was displaced as a result of the ongoing security operation or for whatever other reason, the policy of the government of Kenya is to resettle them. As I have said earlier before this House, Mr. Speaker, we have begun tracking whether there are any victims of the orders that I issued in Malaso on 12th of March 2023, starting with Samburu tomorrow, and all the other counties will assess if there are any genuine people who are displaced as a result of those orders. The government of Kenya will facilitate either their return or their settlement so that no Kenyan is deprived of their property or deprived or removed from their habitual places of residence. I thank you.
Senator Kathuri.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for your indulgence. Honorable Speaker, my question is very direct and almost similar to what has been asked, because I agree that the future of Kenya is the north, but that is the future. So I'm asking what immediate measures is the ministry taking to make sure that that area is considered in a very special way so that that custom of banditry can stop, so that they can start farming and doing other things. What immediate measures is the government taking besides militarization of the region? Thank you, sir.
Honorable CS.
So, Speaker, sir, in response to the supplementary question raised by the distinguished Senator for Meru, I would like to tell the House that the use of force is an immediate, short-term, and painkiller remedy for the problem. And therefore, once we stabilize, we will roll out all the other interventions in terms of socio-economic, infrastructural, and amenity development, peace building as well, and we request the support and cooperation of the elected leaders. And I can report to this House that the ministry has already generated the appropriate framework for the reconstruction of all the affected areas, a Marshall Plan of sorts, as promised by President William RUTO during his campaigns for the presidential election. And that paper is now pending clearance at the National Security Council and the Cabinet. I can assure the nation, through you, Mr. Speaker, that in another 2 months, we will be able to announce the comprehensive Marshall Plan for permanent solutions so that we don't have these things repeating every year and for us doing the same thing every other year and expecting different results. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Boni.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, allow me to thank the Minister for coming. I had no doubt, given the frustration we shared with him in this House for many years when we needed information from this critical ministry, that he would come. And I want to thank him and his office for the cooperation. that they gave us when we were trying to urge them to come. Mr. Minister, in your position, you have access to special intelligence reports. Kenyans would like to know, unless your disclosure will prejudice operations, they would like you to tell them the role played by political players, including sitting MCAs and sitting members of parliament, who we believe, wrongly or otherwise, you'll confirm, that they are part of the problem of incitement, the problem of giving logistical support, and the problem of funding, and Mr. Speaker, the problem of procuring markets where these animals are sold as far away from northeastern as Nairobi in Dagoretti. Could you share with us? And number 1B of my question, Mr. Speaker, do you have a plan, Minister, to disband that structure of security called police reservists?
Honorable CS, kindly proceed.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to respond as follows with regard to the supplementary question raised by the distinguished senator for Kakamega. We have made significant progress in tracking and nailing the masterminds of banditry. I can confidently assure the people of Kenya, we have in our radar a number of politicians of different cadres whose activities have been linked to the support, funding, and encouragement of banditry. We have crucial evidence, some of which was collected at the scene of crime